Okay, that's the AirPods 3rd generation. In my opinion, this is like the child of the AirPods 1st gen and the AirPods Pro. They mated together, and then there you have it, their child that popped up, which is the AirPods 3rd generation. But more importantly, I want to share with you whether does these AirPods fit those people who cannot use the 1st generation AirPods like myself and can only use the AirPods Pro, which has the ear tips, and how is the sound quality like, and is it really worth paying that $269 for this guy? So stay tuned. So I'm going to do the unboxing right now, and then straight away just have a look what's inside. So usual, Apple has already changed the way of removing or opening their boxes. There isn't any more clear cellophane tape or something or wrapping around it. So you just need to remove the bottom 2 tabs that they have it, and then you just open up and you have a couple of paperwork, but I don't think there's going to be any stickers over there. Yes, no stickers, just the usual paper, which pretty much nobody reads that at all. And of course then we have the AirPods themselves. Well, first look, it does seem to be slightly smaller. I'm gonna go and get my AirPods Pro, just hang on. Okay, this is my AirPods Pro, and it really is smaller than the AirPods Pro. And it does look like it's also slightly taller than the AirPods Pro, but it still retains that nice feel. And maybe I should get one more. I'll get the 1st gen AirPods and then just compare the case all together. Shh. Okay, then here is the 1st gen AirPods. This is the 1st generation. This doesn't have any of the wireless charging, and if I were to put all them together now, you can see, alright, I should have put this way. Okay, anyway, so I'll put it in some of the B-roll and can see the comparison between them. But let's see a comparison between the 1st gen and of course now the 3rd generation. So they're pretty much all different in size. The AirPods Pro definitely being the biggest one, with the AirPods 3rd generation as the second one, and then the 1st generation size. But all of them retain that same look and feel, and of course it still has that satisfying click open and close sound. So this is going to be the very first time I'm going to be trying this, and I really want to see whether the ultimate test, does this guy fit me. Okay, before we get to that, let me just show you the 1st generation AirPods. Basically pretty loose, you can easily just remove it, and it's very loose here, you know. See, it drops out just like that. Now let's try the AirPods 3rd generation. Okay, drum roll please. Oh, it's better this time around. It stays on slightly better. Not sure we get to see it here, but it stays on better, and I think it loops more firmly than the 1st generation. Let me put on the other side. Well, first impression, I still feel that the AirPods Pro definitely give me a sense of security when it's in my ears. It stays on. These guys, yeah, well, it doesn't fall out like the AirPods 1st generation. Let me try. Oh, okay, see. Oh, there you have it. It dropped out. So unfortunately, the 3rd generation AirPods doesn't still work for me. I still have to stick to the AirPods Pro. But then again, anyway, for those who are interested to find out more, let me just continue to review. And it does look similar in size to the AirPods Pro, and the stems are around the same length. Obviously the body is different. It does look like it's around the same size and shape if I were to remove the ear tip on the AirPods Pro. And couple of new things that will be there, but let's compare it to the where is it now? Let's compare it to the 1st generation AirPods. Okay, so these are the 1st generation. Definitely design difference. Size wise, the 1st generation AirPods are smaller, and the third generation does look like a medium size in comparison, so definitely very different there. But of course the way the sound is being produced will be similar, and the key difference will be the stem. So you can see the stem of the first generation on the right is much taller, longer, and the AirPods 3 have the same length as the AirPods Pro. Okay, so I should be actually comparing the AirPods third generation to the first generation because that is its successor, but it does obviously have features or looks that are similar to the AirPods Pro, and one of them is that it gains spatial audio similar to what the AirPods Pro have, so you can enjoy watching movies and more surreal 3D sound staging using the AirPods 3. And with its adaptive EQ, I believe the adaptive EQ in the AirPods Pro will work similarly to the AirPods 3. Bottom line, I guess you get better, clearer sounding audio. And of course, you have a new skin detect sensor on the AirPods 3, which even the AirPods Pro don't have it. So for example, if you put this guy in your pocket, or if we used to have this issue when the AirPods Pro are being placed in the pocket, sometimes it will still continue playing. But with the AirPods third generation, and this has the skin detector sensor, this will prevent accidental or continuation of the, not the music not stopping or the music continues to play. So that will prevent that from happening with the new skin detect sensor. And among all three of them, now the AirPods 3 has the best battery life. It now is rated at 6 hours, and together with the case will give you an additional 30 hours in total. Alright, not additional, in total you get 30 hours of listening. And oh yes, talking about the case, now the charging case is MagSafe, so you can literally use it just like how you use your let's say your iPhone 13 or iPhone 12 where you use the MagSafe charger, and it will align itself automatically just like how a MagSafe device would do. And that will, take away some of the guesswork, or enable quicker charging when you have MagSafe case like this. Okay, so for the pairing of the AirPods 3 is the same as all your Apple device or all your AirPods. Basically, you open it up, then it will prompt you to connect, and just tap on the connect button. And I guess it's done. And some instructions whether you want to learn how to use the AirPods themselves, and there you have it. You have your AirPods connected, and that's it. That's how easy it is to always pair your AirPods. So now I'm interested to know how it will sound like. Obviously I can't explain, you have to really try it for yourself, but based on my own experience with my AirPods Pro and the first gen AirPods, so let me see how it will sound like when I play some music, and hopefully I'll be able to experience the, one thing I really don't like, that it can't stay in especially my left ear. It just doesn't fit that well, or maybe it's just the placement, but I can feel it coming off loose. But anyway, okay, let's try and just listen to how it will sound like. And let me try to look for something with... So now let's try and listen to this album made for Spatial audio, and I'll just play something. Okay, first impressions is definitely, I think it sounds way better than the first gen AirPods. And in terms of comparing to the AirPods Pro, because it doesn't have that seal, so I still can hear some of the sound coming from the ambient environment, but otherwise it's still got pretty good sound. So number one, you need to really find out whether this guy fits you or not. If it doesn't fit you, then there's really no point getting this pair of AirPods, because it's like the first AirPods, it won't work. You still need to go to the AirPods Pro. But I do find that the sound quality is better, maybe on par with the AirPods Pro in terms of some of the the lows and the mids, but in general it still doesn't have that sealed environment where you have with your AirPods Pro because of the ear tips. Okay, so these are still a good set of AirPods, so you really need to try out to see, number one, how does it fit you first. Okay, so yep, that's a quick review from me on the AirPods Pro 3rd generation. I wanted to like it, love it, but I guess I'll still be sticking back to my AirPods Pro. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you like it. Please subscribe, and of course hit that notification button, and I'll see you again in the next one. Peace.